It's like a wave that's building, slowly builds up, and then it just becomes this huge tsunami that overwhelms you, and you feel like there's really no way out, like you're quite literally drowning in your own thoughts. It almost seems like it's not your thoughts. There's some other power that is bigger than your own self-control. At that moment, you feel like it's selfish almost to stay alive. You almost travel in your house through your mind. You think, what's in the bathroom? What's in the kitchen? What pills do we have? What weapons do we have? How long would it take? Would it be painful? You're not thinking logically.
The commonest reason anybody is going to die or get injured between 15 and 25 is not car accidents, it's suicide. Between 25 and 35, it's suicide. Between 35 and 45, it is suicide. The vast majority of people who die from suicide, unfortunately, have a treatable illness, which is depression. Depression does seem to be increasing all over the world. 4% of the population have depression at any point in time.
I was 16 years old. My mum sat me and my sister down on the couch and she said, "I've got something to tell you. Your dad has committed suicide." And we later found out that day that he'd hung himself in a public park, which is awful. I was in complete and utter disbelief for quite a few days. I hadn't seen my dad since I was 14 because of his abuse, but it was, he was still my dad. So it was very hard to just sort of comprehend that he was no longer there, or despite the bad relationship we did have, I was never going to have that relationship with my dad that I'd seen my friends have.
Recently, I lost a very close friend who jumped in front of a train. I think in some cases it's really hard not to blame yourself. You feel as though maybe you failed them, you tried, you didn't try hard enough, you didn't take them seriously enough, you didn't really understand. This painting is for my friend who died this year. Sort of see her as a bright, amazing, purpley reddish light that flashed across the sky like a comet or a shooting star, and kind of dazzled us all with her beauty, and then she was gone.
The majority of people who commit suicide have had no contact with medical services for mental health reasons.
Access to mental health services is tragically overpriced. I would be struggling financially if I didn't have significant help from my parents. The only way they would help is by lowering the cost of mental health services and allowing for more rebated sessions. After those 10 sessions, I have to pay $190 each time.
We need to have genuine people that are focusing on the core issues, not trying to gain political point scoring.
Having more policies to speak to, healthcare workers and Centrelink workers, to train them and equip them with proper tools as opposed to the basic, it's okay, don't do it. What I would like to see is services that actually work and have been tested and work. Like, there's a lot of hotlines and things like that, but they'll be for a 15-minute phone call. However, that short amount of counselling is not enough. It's a band-aid over a bullet wound. It's not enough.